Is VR really the future? Over the last few years, virtual reality has advanced drastically. From the first few headsets such as the Oculus Rift prototypes made by Palmer Luckey, all the way up to the remarkably advanced Valve Index. You can see just how fast and impressively virtual reality has advanced. Not only are the graphics and game design getting better, but the ways we immerse ourselves are as well. With new devices like Cat VR's Walk C, which is a consumer-aimed omnidirectional treadmill which will allow players to seamlessly move in VR without the need for a joystick on a controller. Or even more advanced technologies like the bHaptics Tac Suit, which is already on the market and allows users to physically feel each element of the game on their bodies, whether that's an enemy's punch or a tap on the shoulder from another player. As you can see by these new and emerging technologies, there is a huge market for immersive video games. But this is a market that is not fully considered to be serious gaming by many. The majority of gamers just think of virtual reality as a short little thing or a gimmick to be used once and not needed to try again. But I and many others disagree. I think that virtual reality is comparable to the jump from arcades to home consoles. Many people wondered why you would want a device in your home which is less powerful and more expensive when you could just experience at the arcade.
The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
But as more people adopted home consoles, it allowed for more developers and studios to innovate and create in the home consoles field.
Get Joe Montana free, Pat Riley free, Buster Douglas free, Super Monaco GP free, or Collins free. What Nintendo don't.
Once a large enough home console player base had been built, arcades soon decayed in their popularity. I think that this is almost identical to the current state of virtual reality. Most people won't adopt virtual reality yet because they think it's too expensive or the games aren't as powerful or graphically impressive.
So why does virtual reality still suck?
A few years later, and the VR scene is as stagnant as swamp water.
But I think as more studios and companies continue to innovate and come up with new ideas in making virtual reality more powerful and immersive, more people will start to take notice of it and consider adopting it. Once a large enough player base is adopted, new games, headsets, and tools for immersion are going to be developed cheaper and more impressively. I think that eventually things like haptic suits where you feel everything are going to be considered the norm. If a company ever manages to create a computer-to-brain interface which will allow for full dive experiences, quite like the one seen in Sword Art Online, that will be the be-all and end-all for traditional gaming. Technology like this may not be as far away as we think though, with companies like Elon Musk's very own Neuralink, which as of next week plans to showcase their new brain-computer interface, which will create an AI and human brain symbiosis. This is quite different to the situation I was explaining for Full Dive though, you may be wondering. But the reason this relates is because of the technology Elon Musk's company is developing. This will allow for computer inputs to be directly sent to the brain through a chip surgically inserted into the brain. Once this technology is developed enough, games and other immersive experiences may be able to be sent to the brain where the user is sent into a dreamlike state in which they can fully interact and play these games and experiences in. I think that virtual reality is going to be very big and very important very soon, and I think that most people won't expect this change to happen as fast as it's going to. So if you haven't already, I think you should join the VR train and be a part of that future. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing.